ready to roll here. First ball, first set. This is best of 3 for the title. In the near court, Alex Corretja. In the far court, Andre Agassi. Corretja the number 2 seed. Agassi seated at the number 1 spot. And this summer, it has been a rarity to see the number 1 and 2 seeds face off in the championship match. We've got it here today. Rolls over the backhand.
Alex Corretja, 26 years old, out of Barcelona, Spain. Almost 6 feet tall. Not a big guy. Doesn't use his serve, but again has put together a great year this year after struggling a bit last year.
Some people would say Barcelona.
Barcelona.
My old friend Andres Jimeno from Spain, one of the great players of our era, was from Barcelona. First game now, 15 all. Agassi jumps on the return, but overhits it.
Well, Corretja has played well here. Beat Kevin Kim. Srishapan from Thailand. Wayne Arthur is the Australian. And of course, Nicholas Kiefer in the semifinals, losing only 1 set. And that to the big left-hander Wayne Arthur, the Australian Davis Cupper.
Although yesterday, Corretja was down set point, Leaf, and we were doing that match, and I thought Kiefer for sure was going to send that one into 3 sets. Interested to hear Agassi say, Leaf, that he was going to have to control the points, and so far in this first game he has not been able to do that.
Well, you can see just how tough Corretja is going to be. He's going to establish that position well behind the baseline. He's not going to make any errors. He's going to move the ball around. If you give him something short, he'll hurt you. But again, he relies on his speed and his consistency just to wear you down and develop his openings.
Some tremendous rallies in this match, Lee. No question about it. Both these guys love to hit from the baseline.
I hope Corretja brought another pair of shoes, I'll tell you, because he's going to be doing a lot of running today. He covers a lot of ground because he is so deep in the court. He doesn't play efficiently like Agassi, and that'll be interesting to watch today. How Agassi gets right on the baseline. Corretja, he's going to take a position behind it. He loves playing defense.
Corretja, big serve down the middle. No, that'll go wide. And so Alex Corretja holds serve in the first game of this match. There will be no break. One of the constant spectators all week long, that young lady with the blonde hair behind the lady with the visor, happens to be Steffi Graf. She has not missed a match this week, and tell you what, Andre seems to play pretty well when she's around.
Andre Agassi, 30 years old, a Las Vegas kid. And what a great year he's had. He had a kind of a rough summer, obviously, but again, he won the Australian Open, semifinals at Wimbledon. I mean, he's had a pretty good year. You know, a lot of guys would die to have the year he's had.
Well, I heard him say to you yesterday, Leaf, that he's been very disappointed with the summer. Obviously, the injuries and having to drop out of some events. He has not had the competition that he has liked.
Well, that's some good stuff from Agassi, and that's what he talked about, dominating the point. You know, he's the one dictating play with the forehand, moving Corretja around. You know, he's hoping that Corretja is going to make some errors or hit something short that he can really chew up.
Ooh, just wide. Agassi going big time down the center, 116 miles per hour, but just missed. We want to welcome all of our Pittsburgh region viewers who have just watched the Pirates beat the Reds 7-3. I'm sure they're happy about that win. But right now it is championship tennis. We've got the finals of the Legg Mason Classic right here. It's Alex Corretja in the far court taking on Andre Agassi, the number 1 and 2 seeds. Corretja with the first game. 1-love. There is too much power, Leaf, off that forehand.
Well, when he hits that forehand straight ahead, I mean, it just tears through the court. Just uncoils on the ball. He uses that tremendous trunk rotation, throws the racket through the hit. I mean, he's not hitting that with his arm. You know, I mean, he's unloading his whole body on that shot.
You know what he uses? He uses the word torque. He said, I really torque on that forehand. You said the trunk of his body is where he gets a lot of that power.
He does. He loads up the muscles in his back and in his legs. You know, it's just an amazing chain of events that happen as he uncoils. We'll get a better look at that as we get into the match today.
Ooh, no call, just wide. Agassi thought he had the ace out wide. Will go wide, and so Agassi holds. We are at 1 game all. First set.
Well, his usual efficient self here in Washington. Look at that. Not a loss of a set. Meligini, Goldstein, Andy Roddick, David Printisol, some good competition, and he just tossed them aside.
Well, the amazing thing about Agassi, in the 5 championship runs he has had here, he only has lost 1 set, Leaf. That is remarkable.
Yeah, it's an amazing record. I mean, I can only think of another guy, Ballas Tarazzi, doing well in Hilversum, but I don't think he was winning it he won it 6 times, but Ballas was losing a few sets here and there, I assure you.
Well, that's some good information. Tarazzi, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Agassi going for his 6th title here in Washington. He has had great success.
14 consecutive wins. I mean, that's a good reason to keep coming back to D.C. He's going to get elected to another term. I tell you, he's going to keep coming back.
The weather this week in Washington has been delightful, not the usual 95 to 100, and humidity as Corretja looks up into the sun from that far side. No.
And you can see what Corretja also does. He hits the ball with lots of topspin, so you're always having to hit the ball above your shoulders, and that's a very tough place to generate pace from. Yes, the guys are doing it better and better, but always tough to play those balls up high.
Yes, Corretja right down the center. His first ace at 120 miles per hour.
Now this is a bonus for Corretja. I mean, he's not known as a big server. His toss gets a little bit too far this way, I think. And again, you can see how he has to adjust to get underneath the ball.
And another ace.
But obviously very effective. I mean, he's very comfortable with it.
Talk about a change of pace. That served 93 miles per hour. Beautiful day here in Washington. Temperature in the high 70s, but bit of wind, but not the usual humidity that we're used to every year. Game point, Corretja. And a third ace. Alex Corretja. 3 aces in a row. He leads 2-1. One of the national parks, this tournament has been at this same venue for 31 years now, started back in 1969. As Agassi now serves from that far side, and he will check the sun out as well. Miss hit from Corretja.
Here's Javier Duarte, Alex Corretja's coach, longtime friend, and they've been traveling as a team for many years, and it's really one of the strengths for this Spaniard. Great support.
Going for, again, that big forehand, pulls it wide. 15 all.
Well, Agassi is solo this week. Brad Gilbert is not here. Besides Steffi and his friend Perry Rogers, Brad is home, I'm sure, getting a weekend with the family before the U.S. Open starts up.
Ooh, just wide. Corretja thought for a moment he had pulled off a tremendous winner.
And part of the Agassi team, there's Perry Rogers, longtime friend and now business manager, agent. Sporting the new Van Dyke, looking good. You know, when I said to Andre, I said, Perry's sporting the new facial hair, and he says, yeah, I had to grow mine because I thought Perry was looking so good. If I see Brad Gilbert wearing a Van Dyke, I'm going to be, oh my gosh.
Well,
I'm surprised Brad didn't make the trip. He loves DC. He was a two-time finalist here. He was a finalist in '87 and again in '89.
Well, maybe time for a little break, as you said, a week before the U.S. Open.
Well, I think in Brad's mind, he's saying, hey, we're going to be at the Open for 2 weeks. You know, we're not spending any less time at the Open. Certainly Agassi looking at this match, but in the horizon, one of the slams.
Miss hit from Corretja once again. And so Agassi holds 2 games all, first set. Well, some other action around the country. Gustavo Kuerten back in Indianapolis at the RCA Championships. 7-6 in the final. What a match that must have been.
Tremendous result. Kuerten ties Leighton Hewitt for the number of titles this year on the ATP Tour. Corretja gunning to be a part of that exclusive group.
That'll definitely give Kuerten a little confidence going into the U.S. Open. He has had a tremendous year, Gustavo Kuerten. Too much. Agassi lines up that forehand.
Well, this is just an amazing shot. I mean, he backs off it. This ball's pretty deep, pretty high. That's just amazing. He makes the amazing look regular. I mean, he does this so often and so well. Scary, scary good.
One of the things that I love about Agassi's game, Leaf, is the way he returns serve. His stance, the way he gets down, he crouches, he can move in either direction. It's a tremendous balance on the return of serve. And I think that's one of the reasons why he does have such a great return of serve. Watch him get ready now. He's at the ready. His weight forward on the balls of his feet, ready to go in either direction.
You can see when that toss goes in the air, he takes that little step forward. Because he's looking to close in on the second serve. He'll be inside that baseline by the time Corretja hits the ball.
Exactly. He's going for it again off that two-hander. Playing the score well. He's got love 30. Why not try and go for it? Maybe if he gets lucky, he's up love 40. Still with a chance here. 15-30. Just wide, and Corretja raises his hand as if to say, I'm sorry, I mishit that ball.
Well, that's an annoying kind of mishit. I mean, watch this ball. He mishits it, and it goes right in the corner. That's a very tough position to hit a good shot out of.
So from love 30 down, now Corretja fights back, trying to hold serve here in the 5th game of the first set. And that is a great return of serve, Lee.
It really was.
Agassi got turned around. He went 360 degrees.
And again, he goes to the one-hander on the stretch.
Wow. That's great athletic ability. Just plain and simple. Break point, Agassi. Just wide.
Well, full marks to Alex Corretja. I mean, he was in trouble there, but he just was so determined to get one more ball back into play.
Just wide, didn't miss by much. No, that's wide.
Well, that certainly reflects what a great service returner he is, if not the best ever. Certainly Jimmy Connors and Andre Agassi have to be in that special group of guys who return serve well.
It's wide. This surface almost identical to the surface used at the U.S. Open. It's Deco turf, yet the players have said it's playing slightly slower. Agassi steps in, mishits the two-hander. We're back to deuce.
Well, Agassi is normally very efficient on that second serve return. He really likes to focus on those points. See, this one gets away from him, just catches it in the bottom of the frame.
No call, service ace down the center, his 4th of the match. And Corretja now cranking it up. A flat serve down the middle, 120 miles per hour. No, the forehand goes wide. Were you surprised that he took that big of a chance on that point, Lee?
Well, he was inside the baseline. I mean, he's not afraid to use the forehand. He's one of these guys who plays by instinct. He feels like that was a shot to go for it. I think it was a good time. He just missed it wide.
Deuce number 3. His 5th game now, turning out to be a very pivotal game. That can happen early in a set. Yes, Corretja again with his 5th ace of the set. Agassi has another look. It looked like it just caught the sideline.
I mean, Corretja acing on the second serve. Wow.
That ball, Agassi ready to hit the forehand, but it jumped about an extra yard to his right. Well, you talk about a close call, Lee.
Well, that is in the corner of the corner.
Oh, man. Right on the sideline. Yes, Corretja. I'm Barry McKay along with Lee Shires, bringing you championship action from the Legg Mason Tennis Classic in Washington, D.C. Alex Corretja, the #2 seed, taking on Andre Agassi on the left. We are at 2 games all. First set, Corretja now with the advantage. Yes, and Corretja, a brilliant little backhand up the line. Serving better than he normally does.
That's been a bonus for him, a big help. He dodged a break point the last game, and that's going to help give him a little boost as well.
Just over the service line. Agassi now serving with the sun at his back. This is by far the better spot to serve from. And the minute I say that, he dishes up a double fault. His first of the match.
Good example there of how Agassi steps in, opens up the court, and Corretja is off to the races. And here's the backhand. Again, great shoulder turn. His arms are straight out. He's just going to lean on that ball. Notice how he gets that weight transfer. It's a great shot of the two-hander. You know, and Corretja's really a guy who loves to play with spin, but, you know, he takes a little bit of the spin off, and he can drive the ball. Again, great preparation. That arm's going to allow for some torque, and he opens and throws that back shoulder through. His arm is like a huge chain that snaps through it.
Agassi forehand now, slightly over the baseline, and now a big opportunity here for Corretja. 15-40, double break point.
His second double fault. And Alex Corretja has secured the first break here in the opening set.
All right, thanks very much. I'm here with Chip Mason, the chairman of Legg Mason. Chip, it's always great to see you. And it seems like every year this tournament gets stronger and stronger.
It does. It's been, I think, strengthening every year, and certainly the change to this time format has helped it a lot. We're having spectacular weather, which certainly has helped things a whole lot. The fact that we now are in a position to have something that's not 95 degrees has made a big difference to this match.
And it's not like you guys are going away. I know you've just signed up for some more additional time. It seems like maybe you are one of the strongest sponsors in the business today.
Well, I don't know about that, but we have signed up for additional time. We're looking for the next 2 to 3 years, and hopefully time thereafter. But in this segment, we're delighted to be moving forward, and we're thrilled.
This tournament does a lot of things for youngsters. I know a lot of people may not realize that, but tell us a little bit about that.
Well, they do a variety of things, and we're helpful in it, and we're involved in it, but really the Washington Tennis Association is the one who does it, and this facility is used by inner city children consistently. They give rackets away and balls away and lessons, and then the actual suites themselves turn into classrooms. They prepare kids for SAT tests, they coach them, and they train them in various educational. It's incredible what they're doing. And so, you know, to be fortunate enough to sponsor something that has a secondary meaning like this is terrific.
All right, we got a good match going here, Chip. Agassi in a little bit of trouble. He has only lost one set, amazingly enough, in 5 title runs here. That's remarkable.
Right. This is quite a set. I mean, it's obviously not going to be an easy match. It's obviously going to be something that is going to require a lot of concentration and his ability. He's got great ability, but it's going to require all of that.
Corretja now up 40-15 and a chance to hold here and go up 5-2. Game point, Corretja, 40-15. Second serve. And there it is. Corretja holds. Chip, congratulations on another great event.
Thank you for having me up here, and thanks for doing the show. We're most appreciative.
New balls now as he serves down 2-5 in the first set. And Corretja has been extremely impressive with 6 service aces thus far. Agassi steps in, over hits the two-hander, and now Corretja 3 points away from the first set.
Has just played a flawless set. I mean, that backhand is an indication of how well he's playing. Agassi hits very deep. And watch how he stays with the ball. Great preparation. And that is right on the money. The contact is so firm.
Great deception by the Agassi forehand lead. 9 out of 10 times he'll go deep to the backhand with that shot, but he pulled that one cross court. Fooled Corretja, 15-30. Oh, a miss hit off the two-hander. And so Agassi now at double set point down. Just drops on his set. And this crowd let out a big groan as that ball hit the top of the net. And a double fault again from Agassi. And so Alex Corretja has broken serves.
Yeah, he's had a wonderful rhythm on the first serve. He just looks so strong. Look at this one right down the tee. And I'll tell you, if Corretja starts serving big, I mean, that spells trouble for Agassi.
Agassi must be looking over and saying, wait a second, am I playing Sampras today, or is this Alex Corretja? Ready to roll now, second set. Well, he served 3 aces in one game there earlier. Slid a couple of second serves out wide. Miss hit. It's good.
You can see how he struggled when he hasn't gotten out of the blocks. I mean, 2-7 when he's lost the first set, so he's up against it right now. He's certainly, Corretja has spoiled my prediction. I really thought Agassi would get on him, but Corretja has just played too well. Agassi has to respond now.
Serve was long, but 123 miles per hour, and so Corretja really cranking it up. Oh, Agassi again with an error off that forehand, pulls it wide.
Well, Agassi really struggling in that first set. He's 17 unforced, and that is really what has hurt him. Corretja 6 aces. I mean, that is a big-time help for him. Certainly a nice balance of winners and errors for Corretja, who's played steady, solid tennis.
Again, a big serve down the center, 127 miles per hour, and Corretja.
127, that's huge, man.
Finally an error from the forehand of Corretja.
It's amazing to think that at the start of this year at the Australian Open, when Agassi was winning the Australian, Corretja was losing 6-0, 6-0, 6-1 to Leighton Hewitt, and that was when he felt he'd hit rock bottom. That was the worst tennis he'd ever played. Yet he recovered from that. He ended up coming through, won Indian Wells, which is a major event. And look at him now. He really seems to be finding a nice rhythm. Oh, wow.
This crowd now getting behind Agassi. You want him to get into this match. He's been a huge favorite here through the years, winning 5 titles with a loss of only 1 set. He has already dropped the first set here today.
Corretja had a glance down at the line to hopefully see that it was out. I think he realized it was good as well.
This could be a huge game because Corretja had a 40-love lead, and now Andre right back in this first game of the second set. It's deuce.
Two brilliant backhands. This one finds the corner and earns him a break point.
Agassi with 4 straight points, now with a chance to break in the first game of the second set. That will go wide, and Agassi from love 40 down, roars back to break serve in the first game of the second set. Leads it 1-low. We have seen some huge serves, but all week long, the intelligent, speedy service has been watching him. Look at Philip Pusis there at 133.
That's right. And look at Alex Corretja. He served at 127 today. Agassi down at 124. So even some of the little guys serving pretty big. Jan Michael Gamble in at 125. Andy Roddick, the young American, 130. I mean, it's huge.
And Bob Bryan up there at number 2, one of the Bryan twins.
That's the left-hander, just so you know.
They played some great doubles here this week.
Well, that's a wise move from Corretja. There's Javier Duarte saying, you know, you can come in occasionally. It's okay. Corretja not known for his volleying prowess, but he does volley wisely. He comes in on that off ball occasionally, something that Agassi might think of doing a little bit more of too as well.
Oh, Agassi pulls that forehand wide.
Opportunistic play from the Spaniard. A low chip return, and he sensed that Agassi wouldn't be able to drive the ball, so he came in and volleyed. What a great time to break back right after you've lost your serve. So Corretja responding well to being broken.
Triple break point. Corretja giving Agassi a lot of respect on that serve. He is well behind the baseline. Look how far back he is to return serve. and he'll back up a little more. Just catches the tape, and Alex Corretja breaks right back in the second game. We are at 1 game all, second set.
Alex Corretja, the best player in terms of winning percentage this year on the ATP Tour. And that's some pretty impressive company. Leighton Hewitt having a great run. He's won 4 tournaments this year. Pete Sampras, Wimbledon champion. Gustavo Kuerten. So you're talking about the best players in the game winning a lot more matches than they're losing.
2 service breaks, 1 all, second set. Just wide. Leaf, when you take as big a swing as Corretja does on that forehand, you're bound to have some mishits like that.
Yeah, he's going to shank a few. But I tell you, this is a key game here for Agassi. He's just lost his serve. It would be a great time if he could break back, just as Corretja did here. Just a little bit anxious. You know, he sees the opening, and he wants to drive it there. But I think he's getting a little bit ahead of himself because he's starting to make the unforced errors.
Steffi Graf in the crowd. She has been here all week long. Ooh, Agassi really unhappy. There goes the racket. Wow. I've seen rackets broken on the ground, but never like that. I hope his foot's all right.
I'll tell you what, I've seen Bo Jackson break a baseball bat over his thigh. This is pretty impressive.
Wow.
There's a little bit of intensity there, huh?
Tell you what, whoever makes those shoes got to be happy. Look at that racket. That's unbelievable. And Corretja continues to serve big, 40-15.
It's not easy to break a racket, man. Those things are made out of titanium, man. That thing's solid.
Wow.
Snap that over his foot.
Unbelievable point.
Well, the crowd is really responding to this great play from Agassi, and they sense that he needs a little bit of help.
Oh.
And you can see why. Corretja is getting to everything.
That has got to be the point of the tournament. Tremendous effort by both players, 40-30. So Alex Corretja holds a tremendous game. Stay with me. The number 1 and 2 seeds going at it. And I would like to welcome right after this point one of the great founders of this tournament. But right now, tennis action. 2-1 Corretja, second set, and he already has the first set. Well, we're glad to have with us the co-founder of this event way back in 1969, and the tournament chairman, Donald Dell. Donald, you got to be really happy about this tennis match.
Well, it's sold out, and the match is a great match. Corretja's really stunned Agassi. He's struggling to find his touch and feel. The first set, he killed him.
There's been great tennis all week, but I think this match culminates. And I mean, we have seen better quality tennis than I've seen in a long time right here.
Well, Corretja is a different level of competitor. You know, he beat Roddick, Agassi beat Roddick to get here, and then Prince-Hole last night. This is a different guy. He's been 3 in the world in Corretja, so he's got a real fight on his hands.
You think Corretja can keep serving like he's been serving the first set?
If he does, he'll win the match.
15-all now on the Agassi serve. It's in. That ball hit the sideline. Incredible. Agassi winds up and wallops an overhead right down the middle. And watch Corretja handle it. Look at this, right on the sideline. 15-30. What a chance for Corretja. Incredible.
I'll tell you what, Leif, if he somehow breaks serve again, Agassi in huge trouble now. 15-40, double break point.
Agassi really struggling, Barry, trying to find some touch and feel, and Corretja's not letting him because he's attacking.
Finally, Agassi down the center, 120 miles per hour.
But you really sense in the crowd that there's trouble here, you know, because they're really responding to everything good that Agassi does. They want to see their champion come through again.
Well, you know, Leif, he's had a tremendous record here for the last, having won 5 times. He's a phenomenal winner in Washington, and the crowd loves him as a result. They want him to compete.
And again, backs around the forehand into the backhand corner.
That's long. That's good.
Well, Agassi got caught in no man's land there.
You know, Leif, I think he's really been lulled a little bit this week. He hasn't had a tough match. As I said, he won easily in the quarters and the semis, and that's been the difference.
I'm Barry McKay, along with Leif Shires, our guest commentator Donald Dell, and co-founder of this event. A big match, the championship match. Corretja won the first set 6-2, leads 2-1. Now Agassi in trouble as we are at break point for Corretja. Look out.
Tremendous get there by Corretja on the right-hand side. He was looping that forehand around the net post, but Agassi covered it.
I think Agassi has to start doing more of this. I mean, he's got Corretja out of position, and the volley is ultimately what's winning the point for him. And hopefully he's going to learn from this and maybe close out a few more points at the net.
He's got to attack him more, Leif, and yet not make careless errors, which killed him in the first set. Just sense that Agassi really doesn't have his rhythm yet, and his confidence comes from the rhythm.
Agassi's 27th.
Well, that forehand had winner written all over it until it hit the net and bounded wide. This is just a huge game right now for Andre Agassi.
And he has has had very few easy points like that thus far. He loves that one.
What a difference 4 inches makes down that line, because this gives Agassi a breathing room here if he can hold and struggle back to 2-all.
That is wide, and so Agassi holds 2 games off. Well, Don, you've got some great guests this week. Judy Levering, the president of the USTA, I understand, is in the house today, and I'm sure she is enjoying this match. A great tennis fan. There she is.
Well, Judy is the first lady president of the USTA and has won a wonderful job of leading the association with the U.S. Open and the FedEx Cup and the Davis Cup. And she's really revitalized tennis here in America in a lot of good, positive ways. It's a good feeling between the players and the officials and administrators of the sport.
Just wide. A lot of whistles from the crowd. Corretja thought he might have snuck in another ace there.
You know, Barry, I think Judy Levering, the president, feels like a lot of us, though, that she wishes the men players thought more of the Davis Cup, and it was a bigger thing on their schedule and more pride in representing their country. That's been a great disappointment, I think.
No call. Ace number 8 for Corretja. 121 miles per hour out wide.
It's a great example of how difficult it is on this slow hard court to play an up-tempo point. I mean, Agassi hit 3 amazing rips, and Corretja was still in the point. Corretja is slowing down the tempo, making Agassi hit a lot of balls, and ultimately forcing errors.
Corretja serving volley slips in. 3 games to Alex Corretja in the second set, and the atmosphere here on center court is electric as this crowd wants Agassi to get back in this match. He has been their champion 5 times here in Washington, and he is in trouble now. Down 2-3 and down a set. It's wide. Oh, yes. Clean winner up the line.
You see this beautiful backing. Notice he changes the grip as he gets his shoulder in. Look at the stretch on his leg. Look how low he gets for that ball. Real low with the topspin follow through.
Love 15.
Ooh.
This is high-quality tennis.
That was a great shot. He'd been down love 30 if he missed that. Instead, he's back to 15 all.
Again, this crowd behind Agassi trying to get him back into the match. 30-15.
But you know, Barry, I think Leaf's absolutely right. He's got to attack strategically. It puts a lot of pressure on Corretja. He's got to break him down a little bit. He's had no pressure on him because Agassi was making so many errors.
Ooh, and there is one right there.
Terrible error.
His 30th unforced error of the match. Big points now. 30 all. 2-3. Yes, Agassi. Nice little forehand volley. Well, the first tournament done all the way back in 1969, Arthur Ashe, a runner-up to Thomas Koch, but I think a lot of people remember Arthur an awful lot around this town.
Well, Arthur was on our Davis Cup team in '69. I was the captain, and he wanted to have a tournament in Washington, and
No.
He wanted that tournament in Washington. He said to me, put it into a park area where it's really fully integrated, which 16th and Kennedy is an integrated neighborhood. And he said, I want to see a lot of black faces in the crowd. He played our tournament 11 times and only won it once in '73.
Amazing, because he was awful tough in this venue.
No. Just over the baseline.
Stan Smith, another member of our team, played here about 7 times. He said, look, I'll come back when you air condition the courts. I said, Stan, that's tough to do.
A little tough to do in Washington.
Oh, no, Agassi tries to hit behind him, and he loses serve. And so Corretja now with a break, up 4-2.
Well, here's a look at the ATP Tour Champions Race 2000s. Carrington out in front. Of course, he won in Indianapolis today, so he'll advance his lead further. Magnus Norman, Pete Sampras at 3, Agassi at 5, Corretja at 7. The winner here could move up. If it's Corretja to 5, Agassi could move up to 4. So we could see some movement as a result of this good week for both these guys.
Agassi just keeps spewing the court with errors. It's everywhere. I don't know if he's lost his confidence or he's overhitting.
Yeah, he's really not executing on that second service return, something that he really looks to.
Another ace from Corretja.
Alex is too good a competitor. Remember, these two guys could have been playing in Davis Cup 2 weeks ago in Spain. Corretja was the senior team leader of the Spaniards, and Agassi was hurt. But everybody expected this would be the key match in Davis Cup on clay.
Oh, the serve out wide, and Alex Corretja now quickly to 40 love.
Can you believe, Leaf, the score could be 6-2, 6-2?
Well, I never thought that Corretja would be able to maintain this high level. I mean, he really has responded to the occasion, has played very well, and Agassi just hasn't been able to get up from when Corretja broke him early on.
Serve and volley, Corretja in. And so Alex Corretja holds. He leads 5-2, second set. Agassi 1 game away now if he cannot hold serve from losing this match, but we'll see right here. 2-5. Corretja up a set. Finally, Donnelly hits the forehand into the open court.
Well, remember, Andre's only down 1 service break, but he's got to really work hard at 1 game at a time. If he can hold serve and then try to break Corretja, he could get back in.
Forehand volley. Listen to this crowd. They are definitely trying to get Agassi back into this match. Very frustrated Agassi. 30 love. That'll go long. Wow.
That is not a happy Andre. It's the last changeover. He hit that net post and broke the racket.
And one of his best games, Agassi holds at love.
And remember, Andre Agassi, a great champion and a great returner server. None better than since Kenny Rosewall 25 years ago. So let's see if he can break back.
The executive producers of Fox Sports Net are Arthur Smith and Bill Borson. Coordinating producer is Larry Myers. Today's final match produced by Harold Hecht and directed by Bruce Troy. Head of field operations is Andrea Jenkins. Technical producer Chris Biskin, and Gia Coloni is the audio man. Second serve. Corretja now 1 game away. Oh, and does he need a little luck right now?
He sure does, and he sure got it on that let cord. This crowd will erupt, Barry, if he can hold and break here.
Oh.
Ooh.
That first serve. A few folks thought that was a double fault. Agassi overhitting on the two-handed return. 15 all.
Just missed that by about 3 inches, but he really didn't have to go that deep and that hard.
Just over the baseline.
It's interesting, he's just untemporizing. You know, he hit the devil out of that last 2 shots. He's not letting up at all. He's going for his shots.
Corretja 2 points away. 30-15.
And it's easy to say this is the most important point of the match right here, 30 all. See if Corretja can get a first serve in and how Andre chooses to play the return. Corretja has been known, Barry, not to play well under pressure in big matches, particularly at the French Open 2 years ago.
Oh, and a big return from Agassi. Listen to this crowd. Break point for Andre Agassi.
It's the first break point that Andre won in the match right there.
No. Wide open court. Overhits the forehand.
Just takes a chance. Watch this forehand here. Now, this is a break point. Opens the court up nicely. The ball's a little short. Goes for his winner, but he's a foot wide. Had a good short ball hit there, but missed.
Hit from Corretja.
Corretja's going to take a lot of time between serves here. He's at match point, and he wants the first ball.
Thank you. Championship point for Alex Corretja.
This crowd, Barry, is stunned that it ended right away on that return. Very surprised at these results.